Question 3. Dean uses a large dataset to investigate the daily total rainfall R millimeters for Camborne. Write down how a value of R being greater than 0 and less than or equal to 0.05 is recorded in the large dataset. Now this does require a knowledge of the large dataset, and if you have had a look at it, you should know that TR is often written, and that's to indicate trace amounts. So this is a very small value. Dean uses the data for the 31 days of August 2015 for Camborne and calculates the following statistics. So n being the number of days is 31. Sum of R is the sum of all the rainfall in those 31 days. And then we have the sum of R squared for those 31 days also. I'm to use these statistics to calculate the mean of the daily total rainfall in Camborne for August 2015. Hopefully, we're aware that our mean is add them all up and divide by how many there are. So in this case, we've got the sum of the rainfall for the 31 days divided by the 31 days. So that gives us 174.9 over 31, which is 5.6419 and so on, or 5.64 to 2 decimal places. Now for II, the standard deviation of the daily total rainfall in Camborne for August 2015, there is a formula. If we cannot remember it, this extract here is from our formula booklet. If we look at this second part here, the standard deviation is the sum of x squared over n minus the mean squared. And so for us, sum of r squared, that's the sum of our x squared here. That's the 3,523.283. Our n is 31, and our mean has just been calculated as 5.64, and so on. So substituting our values in, being careful when entering these into a calculator, gives us a standard deviation of 9.05 to 2 decimal places. Dean believes that the mean daily total rainfall in August is less in the south of the UK than in the north of the UK. The mean daily total rainfall in Lutjes for August 2015 is 1.72 millimeters to 2 decimal places. State giving a reason whether this provides evidence to support Dean's belief. Now this question is going to rely again on some knowledge gained from looking at the large data set. Now if we ignore the data set for a moment and look at the information we're given, we've already found the mean for Camborne to be 5.64, and this 1.72 for Lutjes is less than 5.64. So we know that the mean rainfall is lower in Lutjes than Camborne. What we don't have any reference to yet, the difference between the south and the north of the UK. If you Google your large data set, you will find this map heavily included in results, because it is worth knowing where these places are within the UK. So we can see from this now, yes, Camborne is certainly south, Lutjes is certainly north, and so given that extra information, there is no evidence to support Dean's belief. Part D. Dean uses the large dataset to estimate the proportion of days with no rain in Camborne for 1987 to be 0.27 to 2 decimal places. Explain why the distribution of binomial 14, so binomial 14 days with a probability of 0.27 of it raining, might not be a reasonable model for the number of days without rain for a 14-day summer event. With a binomial distribution, your events are said to be independent of each other. Rainfall over consecutive days is not necessarily an independent event, so the binomial distribution requires independent events. The rainfall over consecutive days is unlikely to be independent, since rain one day will likely increase the probability for the next.